Hello again and welcome to another episode of the Caerphilly Works podcast. On today's episode, I'll be speaking with Gareth, who's been working with Jemma and James from the Communities for Work Plus programme to support him into work. So, Gareth, thank you for speaking with me today.
No trouble.
So you've been working with the Communities for Work Plus team to support you with finding work, which eventually led to you finding full-time employment. Can you tell me about what you were doing before you started working with the Communities for Work Plus project?
I was working for a firm, then I was made redundant. Well, I took voluntary redundancy because they downsizing. I came out of there then. I was looking for work then with the job centre. I went down to the job centre and they more or less was hunting for work. And then what happened was my stepson come across community work because he's in the council. He was looking for work for me as well. Look. So I rang him up and I was talking to James. James rang me. And you're brilliant, man. He said, I like, yeah, no trouble. And fair play, he's been a really good help. As well as Jemma, my older. I thought myself, yeah, brilliant, man. And Jemma rang me up there and she said, there's a job down in Astrad. And I said, yeah, by all means, I'll go down for an interview. And what they done, they arranged me now to have a meeting with them down there. I went out to see, had an interview, with human resources. And they asked me what I'd done. It looked like, good CV, blah, blah, blah. Went through it. Great. And, of course, he sent me work trousers. James got me some, workwear.
Oh, so he actually helped you get clothes to...
Okay. Yeah. He'd be fair play, good sport, like. And because you had to dress all in black, look. You had to dress with long, because there's a food manufacturer, and it's something to do with food. You've got to have long sleeves, and you've got to wear a net, and, masks and stuff. So he got me to sent the stuff to the house, and I went down for the interview anyway, and I had it. And it's the only ones who really helped me to get into work.
So what kind of things was James helping you with then when you first started working with him?
Well, what he done was he obviously wanted feedback about what I've done in the past and all that. And he had more or less took me under his wing, really. You know what I mean? He looked for work for me, what was suitable for me. And I thought, you don't want to think strenuous. He said, right. And fair play for him. He got me this job, And, I had no one else to turn to, Fair play for James and that, he looked around for everything, and we was getting in touch with each other, and he was telling me which job do you think you're suitable for this or whatever, and big support, fair play. And that goes for Jemma as well, She looked for work as well. She was looking a lot, because there was a lot of jobs. I think because of the pandemic, there was a lot of people, furloughed, weren't they? Yeah, always. I've had a lot of support, fair play. As soon as you hear of a job, like I think it's suitable for me, or whatever, he would ring me straight away. Fair play for him. He was, James, and same with Jemma. See, and she said, ring me, mate. Don't worry, ring me anytime.
So they're really accessible to you then. So at any point you wanted to phone, you could, yeah.
Yeah, they were really, really good. Fair play. And it's nice to have that support. You need that support. Because what's happening, I don't think people are having that support, right? I went out with money for 6 months. And only my wife had a lymphoma, she had a lymphoma, a cancer, and that was happening, and everything went away, I don't know. But lucky enough, James and Jemma, they pulled me through it, really in a way, because there's only support I had. There's the shoes I got, I'm dyslexic. Ian knows about it, because I explained everything to Ian. Ian, fair play for Ian. He's, may have a chance for another job now, around the corner, in another factory, and fair play for Ian, is there. I don't want to leave and go down there and sign on, or anything like that. I just want to go from one job into that job now.
But you said you've had that extra kind of support then from, I think Ian's part of the net project, I think. So he can work with you while you're in work to find something
good.
Closer to home.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea because you need that. really speaking, it's like having a careers officer in a factory, really. You know what I mean? Like, if this is not suitable for you, but this will be suitable. Yeah, it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea to have that because people are already working. Employer rather have someone who's working all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and it's easier to look while you're in work because you're earning now as well. You've got some money coming in to help with that whilst you start looking at something. So you haven't got that in the back of your mind thinking I've got no money.
yeah, exactly. This is why I said to Ian, because Gemma put me in touch with Ian, and me and Ian was having a chat, and we had a good chat about it. And I said the thing is, you want a job, especially now I'm coming up to 60 now next year. And all I want is something to just take me up to retirement. I'm willing to work, but obviously I got health issues with my lungs. Well, I got, what I mean, because I had severe bronchiopneumonia, right, when about 7 years ago. I'm very lucky to be here, but I still work, you know what I mean? It doesn't stop me working, but my capacity of my lungs is not the same.
So you just need something to take it a bit easier, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting by with things, like, and that's a big. And only if you, because he said to me, you can learn, we can put you into help you with reading, help you with your spelling, help you with this, it's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's a whole thing with the Caerphilly Council's employment projects. We've tried to have like a point for everyone, so no matter where you are, if you want to get a job, there's support for you. If you're out to work, there's support. If you're in work, there's support. If you've been out to work for, less than a year or more than a year, there's someone there to kind of help you out, and that's what they try to aim for, really.
Yeah, it's a good thing, because I think myself, I mean, I've done a lot in my life, mind, and I think what held me back is because of being dyslexic. I'm not ashamed, what I mean. At first, they think you're down, man. You know what I mean? You're not, you know what I mean? I've achieved so much, right? I give you an example. I memorized the highway code. I passed my test in the car. I went dyslexic, mate, right? I taught myself to read to a certain level. I know I done it because I love my music. I would put a record on and I'd read the sleeve as I sing. That was one of the things I was recognizing words. Because when I was a kid, I was more or less like I was doing mirror writing. So when you would write a word backwards then, and no one could understand why. I can't understand that. But when you put it up to a mirror, then you would see it come. You would see, and it was called mirror writing. So through my life, I've actually I've struggled. If I see a form, I get frightened. I get a bit, It was one of them things. But in my head, I can do things. Like I went, and I even went right. I done plastering, and I've been at various jobs, and I came out, and I even went to college, right, and I done plumbing. And they sent me down to Astrad, and I was doing a sitting in plumbing and engineering. I know I'm dyslexic, mate.
Yeah, no, that's actually amazing to actually push yourself to do that as well. Because some people just get scared and think, oh, I can't. But you can. So, what would you say were the best things that you found about working with James and Jemma?
Communication, to be honest with you. They were brilliant. I mean, I couldn't speak any highly of them, and they would listen, and they go up their way to do, they help you as much as they can, I would have lost everything if it wasn't for Jemma and James. I would have lost the house, man. Simple as that.
Really?
Yeah.
It was getting that bad, was it? Really, with the payments?
Well, we used most of our savings for the mortgage as well, like. And they fair play for them, fair play James and Gemma. They got me into that job, like, down there. Bang, it worked out for me. If it wasn't for them, to be honest, if it wasn't for them, right, again, I would have lost this house. I only got 3 years on it. It's just the most annoying thing, isn't it? You know what I mean, like. But we go there. We fight as we are. Me and my wife. We don't sit back and say, "Well, we're gonna give up." And that's why I'm like, I'm always up early. I always go to work early. I'm always have been the same.
You sound like a really proactive person, to be honest, Gareth. You know, like you said, you're not someone to just sit down and just give up. You know, feel defeated. You're fighting all the way, and you're getting places with it as well. So it's working out for you.
Yeah, and I think if you sit down and you think this is the end of the world and that, you're a failure. You fail yourself. If you think that, you know what I mean, in your head, you fail. You will fail. You know, you shouldn't be. You know, I mean, you fight through it, you know. And the support I've had, like I said, off Jemma, I couldn't praise them anymore. And what I got, you know what I mean, like, because they marvelous, whole February, all of you have been great.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Gareth. Hopefully, you know, maybe I can have a catch up with you once you've got the your new job with Ian.
Aye.
And I'll catch up with you then and find out how you getting on.
Yeah, you ring me anytime. Have a good day, anyway.
You too. Have a good day and good luck with the job search with Ian as well.
Yeah. All right. Ta-ra, Beth.
Ta-ra, Gar.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. As always, if you'd like to get in touch, you can call us directly on 01443 864 227. You can email us at communityregen@caerphilly.gov.uk, or you can find us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at Caerphilly Regen. Until next time, stay safe, take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!
The Caerphilly Works podcast is a collaboration between Communities for Work, Communities for Work Plus, Bridges into Work 2, Inspire to Work, Working Skills for Adults and NET. The Communities for Work Employment Support Team is funded by the Welsh Government and the European Social Fund, working in partnership with Communities and Job Centre Plus.